Tell me more about this adherence.
The adherence means that you got to be consistent with your medication, that you have to take it on time, every time, you know, when the doctor prescribes it for you and how they prescribe it for you.
But isn't it true that they do have a pill that you can take once a day?
Yeah, it depends on the medication that your doctor, you know, decides is appropriate for you and your body type. But yes, there is a pill that you could take once a day.
Oh, okay.
Like me, my medication, I take 2 pills a day. I take one in the evening and one in the morning, and the medication has to be in your bloodstream between 8 and 12 hours because it has to always be in your bloodstream in order to prevent the virus from duplicating quickly. The doctor recommends that it's either all or nothing. You should be consistent. Either you're going to take it, or if you decide different, then you think about that. But, you know, it's like you're in it for the long run.
Adherence is taking medication when you're supposed to, how much you're supposed to, how often you're supposed to, according to the instructions that your provider gives you. For HIV medication, it's really important to be adherent to the regimen or the dosing schedule, because that is the best way for the HIV medications to work. You need to have a certain amount of those medications in your blood throughout the day. And to do that, you have to take them at the intervals or in the periods of time that the provider explained to you. If someone does not adhere, it means that they may be skipping a dose, maybe because it's too early in the morning, or maybe the medications don't make them feel well. Sometimes what some people may do is they may take all of their medications all at once, instead of spacing them out during the day like they've been instructed. Or, like I said, skipping doses here and there. So when that happens, you don't have the correct amount of medication in your blood. And what will happen is either you'll have side effects because you have too much of it in your blood, or they're just not going to work because you don't have enough of them. When someone does not take the medications as they've been instructed, the virus can become resistant to those medications. And that's because there hasn't been enough of the medication in the blood to keep the virus under control. So the virus will continue to grow, and then the immune system can become weaker because the virus is more in the blood than it should be. The real problem, particularly with HIV medications, is that when you have resistance to one medication, you can have resistance to other medications as well. And that makes it more difficult to figure out the right combination of medications to take to keep your virus under control.
Oh, look, the park is open. The little garden. Let's come in here and talk a while. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
The doctor gave me this pamphlet, and it says here that there are many factors at structural, social, and individual levels that affect heart adherence.
Really?
Structural factors are things like housing or a stable place to stay, lack of income, as well as feeling anxious or depressed can make you unmotivated to take medications.
Yeah, I was really depressed when I started my medication.
Well, to be honest, I am feeling a little anxious.
Using drugs and alcohol heavily can make it difficult to stay motivated to take HIV medications. Pharmacy issues. Sometimes pharmacies run out of medications when you need them, making it difficult to adhere.
Well, you know, I checked with Ivette's doctor, and she told me about that there's 2 pharmacies near the clinic that never run out of HIV medications. So,
Social factors that affect HIV medication adherence are fear, stigma among family, friends, work, and community.
Well, the stigma part I can relate to. Outside of my doctor and now my nephew, no one really knows about my HIV status. And he only found out by seeing a letter on my desk being nosy.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but the truth of the matter is that it was very hard for me to disclose that I was positive, even to say it out loud. But by participating in support groups and hearing people talk about it, it allowed me to almost accept that I was HIV positive and that it was going to be all right. And in terms of being anxious and depressed, there's always different things that you can do, like therapy.
I don't think I need that.
That's what I thought, that I didn't need therapy until I started going. I learned a lot about myself, things that I didn't even remember, things that I didn't understand. My therapist helped me out greatly.
Really?
And there are other options other than therapy. Just ask your doctor and find out what they are.
Yes, they help you. They help you manage your medication. You know, they have different things like pill boxes and all different kind of systems, you know, to help us deal with our status and take our medications and just work through our feelings and our emotions.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I also hear that women are less likely to adhere to their medication. You know, so I had to seek out a support group, not only a general support group for men and women, but a women's support group, which has helped me. You know, not only my niece here, La Nena, but talking to other women that are dealing with my same issues and struggles have also helped me tremendously.
Oh, okay.
And they have men's support groups as well.
They do?
Oh, yes.
I'll have to think about that.
Once you go to the clinic and you start getting help, they're going to show you. They have so many different services. You know, they help you manage your medication, how to take it, reminders. They got beepers. They got all kind of different things that will help you. Absolutely.
I think I might have to give that a try.
Yeah.
Just don't forget that we are all here. And we're all in this together. And I don't know why, but I just didn't want to become another statistic. And I don't want the same for you.
Neither do I.
Taking antiretrovirals is a big step and can bring a lot of changes into your life. So one of the things is that you will now have to keep your medication schedule in mind. So you may have to change your life a little bit. It may mean getting up a little bit earlier or going to bed a little bit later. You may need to remember to bring medications with you if you have to take them during the day. So you'll have to carry some of them with you. You may need to, depending on where you work, you may be in a very public area and you may want to have a little privacy. So you need to plan out where you're going to take your medications. The other things that will happen is that you will need to keep in mind when you are due for a new refill of your medications, because it's very important to stay on schedule. So if you're getting close to a week left of medications, it's time to plan to go and pick up the new set of medications. There are definitely benefits to taking the medications, and one of them is that once your body gets used to the medications and they start working, you will feel better. HIV can cause a lot of fatigue, and once you start taking the medications and the viral load goes down, you will feel better. You'll have more energy. You will not get sick as often. So that means that you won't be going to the doctor as often to your provider as often for sick visits, and you will also not need to go to the hospital. When someone first starts antiretrovirals or HIV medications, there can be some side effects that some people will experience. Not everyone does. Not everyone experiences all of those side effects. But after a while, your body does get used to the medication, and many of them do go away. If there are any that are really difficult to manage, it's very important to talk to your provider, because it could be something very simple, maybe giving you some information about how to avoid being nauseous, or it could be a prescription that you can get for a medication to control the nausea. But many of them are very, very under easy to be controlled, and it's definitely something to talk to your provider about. It's not really a reason to stop the medications right away. You really want to give them, try it as best as you can to stick with them. If you're thinking of stopping your medications, it is important that you speak to your provider. And the reason for that is it may be a while until you see him or her again. And if that happens, you could develop resistance to the medications, which would make it very difficult to find new medications that would work better for you. So it's really important to make that phone call, get in to see your provider, and make a plan right away to change medications instead of just stopping them.